Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. How's Eddie Frederick?
So glad you can join us. Co-chair of the Canada CARICOM Summit, Dominica's Prime Minister returned home prematurely due to threat of severe tropical weather. This story takes the lead in today's edition of Caribbean Perspective for Monday, 23rd October 2023, brought to you in association with our friends at Antillian Group. Details when we return.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. CARICOM and Canadian leaders opened discussion of matters relating to Haiti and the regional crime and security situation as the Canada-hosted summit continued in Ottawa. The session was initially addressed by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as CARICOM Chairman Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit left Canada for Dominica as the island came under threat of severe tropical weather. Glenn Bart of SKN Newsline reports.
Further thanked all who are working with Haiti towards an effective resolution of the crisis.
Much of our time will be focused on Haiti, where we're going to be making sure we're all well prepared in the stability and the prosperity that we need to continue to build and restore in Haiti. Canada is extremely grateful for CARICOM's Eminent Persons Group efforts in facilitating a national political dialogue in Haiti. During this session, we will welcome the views of the Haitian delegation and other CARICOM member states on the matter. I also want to recognize your sustained leadership as CARICOM in responding to the ongoing crisis, including with active collaboration and strengthening the Haitian National Police.
Speaking on behalf of CARICOM, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley spoke of the growing gun violence affecting the region to varying extents.
Security and the whole question of safety are two big primary issues in the CARICOM, especially in places like Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, and to a lesser extent the other territories. In recent times, we have seen an explosion in the use of illegal arms and ammunition on a daily basis. In fact, the data now shows that we're losing by violent killings about 15 people a day in the CARICOM region, nearly all of it from the use of firearms. And there's a proliferation in recent times of assault weapons. So the instance of shootings usually end up with multiple casualties, many deaths. And we believe that this is fundamental to any developmental initiative, because if you don't have a sense of safety, if you don't have security to what you have around you, family and otherwise, the other things are wishful thinking. The situation has in fact been worsening. I don't know that I've seen it getting better anywhere. And now, because of the operationalization of gangs and the relative, I would say, ease with which the arms and ammunition coming into the region, gangs have been arming themselves more and more efficiently and effectively.
Matters of police training and management, coastal patrolling, and cybercrime fighting were all on the agenda. The St. Kitts and Nevis delegation is among CARICOM member states attending the CARICOM Canada Summit. Glenn Bart reporting for SKN Newsline.
This Canada CARICOM Summit, which concluded on Friday last, marked the inaugural occasion of being hosted on Canadian soil. It shed light on ongoing issues such as the Caribbean's ongoing loss of skilled labor to Canada and the unrest in Haiti. Celine Campbell of CVM Live reports.
Setting the foundation for the day's discussion, Prime Minister Andrew Holness reveals there are some inhibiting factors to fostering a stronger relationship between CARICOM member states and Canada. Prime Minister Holness notes the summit is suitable for discussing and addressing constraints such as the lack of human resource, investment, transportation, and trade across the region.
One of the constraints would be the need for greater development of our logistics, specifically our transportation. And I think that's an area of development attention and investment interest that we can discuss further within this forum.
In light of a developing economy and the constant advancements in technology, Holness says greater investments are needed in human resource development. However, he was quick to add, migration opportunities tend to snatch the region's most important resource.
Migration from the CARICOM region into Canada is often seen as a beneficial thing, but as our economies grow and expand, we too need these resources that are migrating. And so I think there is opportunity for even deeper collaboration so that the need for workforce in Canada versus the need for workforce in our respective regions can be strategically managed and curated so that there is no fallout.
Meanwhile, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau commits to deepening ties with the Caribbean. On that, he announced Canada will be extending duty-free access to textiles and apparels under the Commonwealth Caribbean countries tariff program.
The close people-to-people ties between Canada and the Caribbean make doing business a natural fit. By finding new opportunities and strengthening our existing relationships, we can create great jobs and a better future for people in all our countries.
Prime Minister Trudeau advises a new farm labor program will also be implemented. The two-day summit was orchestrated to discuss issues and make possible recommendations surrounding trade, investment, climate change, and happenings in Haiti. Celine Campbell for CVM News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick in association with our friends at
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
CARICOM Eminent Persons Group to return to Haiti by month end. More in this ZNS News item.
Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis noting as much during his address yesterday to a Canada CARICOM summit that sought to tackle a number of pressing issues impacting both that country and the Caribbean, Haiti one of them. The EPG's mandate is to map a path to free and fair elections and a longer-term solution for stability in Haiti, whose situation has rapidly deteriorated. Just today, the United Nations Security Council renewed its sanctions regime against Haiti for another year. The sanctions, in effect since October 2022, include an arms embargo, asset freezes, and travel bans. However, Haiti's UN Ambassador Antonio Rodriguez has expressed optimism that the renewal would effectively contribute to the restoration of a secure climate in Haiti.
The Bahamas' Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator Michael Halkitas, gave an update on the blacklisting of the Bahamas by the European Union. Again, ZNS News has more.
And this after the body determined that the Bahamas was non-compliant on a number of issues. The Forum on Harmful Tax Practices determined there were still some things the Bahamas needed to do to become compliant. Minister Halkitas indicating during today's OPM press briefing that those changes have been made.
That Forum on Harmful Tax Practices has a meeting next week, which we will be attending, myself along with a team from the legal unit of the Ministry of Finance. And at that point, we will be able to give a report to that forum on the things that we have done. And we are cautiously optimistic that the steps will then be taken for them to deem us compliant. And following that, when the EU has their next meeting, we are looking forward to be able to have a favorable outcome from them.
Mr. Al-Qaeda says consensus is building in the region that the issue of who is compliant or non-compliant should be moved into the hands of the United Nations, a more independent arbiter.
I do not think that jurisdictions who are in competition with us and other jurisdictions in terms of financial services should be the judge and the jury of who's being compliant in terms of their tax standards. As a matter of fact, there's an initiative, there should have been a meeting on this coming Monday in Barbados to discuss that very issue. Unfortunately, that meeting has been postponed, but there is momentum building in the region, in what we call the global south, in certain places in Africa, and the east, that we need to change this calculation. Who determines who is compliant from non-compliant.
In other news, Moody's upgrades Jamaica's credit rating from B2 to B1. Andrea Chisholm of TVJ Business Day reports.
Global ratings agency Moody's has upgraded its credit rating for Jamaica. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke says this is the best outlook the country has received from Moody's in a number of years.
Moody's, the international credit rating agency, upgraded the government of Jamaica's debt from B2 to B1, and this represents the highest credit rating that Moody's has assigned to Jamaica in over 15 years. Moody's, looked at how Jamaica has dealt with the multiple shocks that we've experienced over the past several years, the COVID-19 pandemic, an unprecedented economic shock, the global inflation crisis, another shock, as well as, shocks in as far as shipping prices and so forth are concerned. And Jamaica has been able to manage these economic shocks and has come out better and stronger, on the other end of it.
This comes weeks after Standard & Poor's also upgraded the country's credit rating from B+ to BB-. Dr. Clarke says this puts Jamaica in a position to access cheaper credit.
All governments, including Jamaica, require credit to operate. All governments, because you have to be able to smooth out the seasonality in tax revenues as they come in, and you have to plan for the future. So all governments depend on loan financing and on credit. And the better your credit rating, the lower your cost of financing. So what does that mean? It means that if our cost of financing is lower, it means that we'll have more fiscal space to afford other things.
A former justice official in Haiti has been arrested in connection with the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse.
Joseph Felix Bardio is accused by investigators of ordering the hitman who carried out the attack in July 2021. The assassination of Moïse plunged the Caribbean island nation into political disarray and increasing lawlessness as powerful gangs have expanded their reach. Armed police intercepted Bardio as he was driving out of a supermarket parking lot in Port-au-Prince suburban yesterday afternoon, according to witnesses at the scene. Bardio, considered the main suspect in assassination plot by Asian officials, and rights group is charged with murder, attempted murder, and armed robbery. Moïse was shot dead in his bedroom after a group of armed men burst into his home in the hills above Port-au-Prince. The group mostly comprised of Colombian mercenaries, according to investigators, though several Asians and Asian Americans have also been accused of playing a role in the killing. Investigators accused Bardio of ordering the Colombian hitman to carry out a deadly attack.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.